We usually do a lot of preamble before we do this part of the show every single week, but let's just go ahead and get right to it. Let's fire up the generator. Fire up the cameras as well, obviously. It's time to generate discussion, which is sparked by Cummins. These people are awesome. They're giving away monthly gift bags with cool things like portable batteries, which you probably could have used when you were over in Ireland, Corey, but I digress. And if you win the monthly drawing, you get the gift bag, but then you get entered into a grand prize drawing at the end of the year to win a free portable generator or a portable power station, your choice. You just got to be a member of warchant.com, get involved, ask a question, be the best question of the week, the one that's generating discussion, sparked by Cummins. Follow them over on Instagram. We're not asking you to go buy anything. Just go to Instagram, follow Cummins Lifestyle. It's all one word. Corey, it was just a matter of who was going to ask a question about quarterbacks.
Yeah,
because that's the topic du jour, obviously. So it goes to none other than our guy, P. Tingler 81, which, by the way, he tells us that he's a 15-year subscriber, listens every morning.
Nice.
Is it me or does DJ look like a statue when he's in the pocket at times? On one play in the second or third quarter while in the pocket, he stood there with no movement whatsoever and ended up throwing the ball into the ground. So here's my question. Do you think Coach Norvell needs a more mobile quarterback to get this offense to go?
My answer to that is an emphatic yes. And it's not that I have not seen, like, I think Brock Glenn, Trevor Jackson is the most mobile. Brock Glenn is mobile, though, man. He is very athletic. Hey, Lawrence Toafili's taking a snap or two, just throwing that out there. But yes, for this running, with this running game to go, you're just going to have the threat and the reality of a quarterback that can gain big chunks of yards. You just do. I feel like we've seen that over the last 4 years, but what we've really seen this season, is that what it looks like when a statue is a fair word, a plodding 6'4", not running fast quarterback looks like. They just aren't good enough up front to have a traditional running game. To open up everything else, you are going to have, in my opinion, a quarterback that can move. You just have to. Also, to avoid sacks would be nice. But a quarterback that can move is what you're desperately going to need. We've watched Brock Glenn in practice. He can run, and he's picked up big chunk yards with his legs. He likes to run. And I would tell him, you are absolutely running, and you are not sliding. You are getting as many yards as you can every time you run, because we got other quarterbacks if you get dinged up. But your soul, the way you change the dynamic of this offense and perhaps this season is with your legs, and we need them. I would absolutely do that. He has not outperformed DJ in practice, though, has he, Aslan?
No.
But you would explain that. Like, the element he gives you is something that DJ just can't give you. Sorry, DJ, you just can't. You're not a running threat at all.
What bothered me the most about that Miami-Florida game was just kind of the comfortable confidence and assuredness that, like, Cam Ward had. Like, he seemed like he'd been in that offense for years. And I don't think Brock's going to maybe give you that same level of, like, acumen, but I do think Brock's got, like, a weird level of confidence where I think he'll know where he's going to go with the ball. And if it's not there, he immediately is going to bail and try to make something happen.
That's his edict. That's how you coach this kid. You don't just coach every quarterback the exact same. You tailor your offense to what your quarterbacks do well. That has not happened with DJ. Do not throw Brock Glenn in there whenever you throw him in there and just run the same offense. You've got to tailor. You've got to give him simple throws. You've got to get him on the edge with run-pass options. You've got to make him keep the ball and pick up some first downs with his feet and get some confidence that way. Do not just have him sit back and throw the ball 41 times, because if you're going to do that, I'd say don't make a quarterback change. But, yes, I think, as it's been proven, a running quarterback, the threat of a running quarterback is the only time – now, it was 2 full seasons. It was 21 and 22 – where this offense has run the ball well. And it ran the ball well for a lot of 21, actually, and it ran the ball really, really well in 2022. Well, it had Jordan Travis back there. Brock Glenn is not Jordan Travis athletically, but he's a lot closer than DJ is.
And to be honest with you, I think some of, like, Brock's more memorable plays this preseason, it felt like it was read option stuff where he would keep it.
Yeah, and he's gone. Like, he's ripped up the middle for 50 yards, which is kind of an indictment of the defense that you've seen over the last 2 games. But it's also, it shows what he gives you, an element that he gives you that the current starter does not. And just for a change of pace, just to do anything. I don't care if you go on the Wildcat, man. I really don't care if Toafili and make Cam Davis your quarterback. Make Deuce your quarterback. Get an athlete at quarterback that can go make some plays with his legs and open it up for your running game.
Did want to ask you about this real quick. I mean, Ira brought up on headlines the other day, and there's obviously a lot of layers to this situation when it comes to making a change at quarterback. There'd be the negative connotations, the negative recruiting you would maybe endure that if you sit down a guy that transfers in. And then also, if you do give Brock the nod and maybe he looks good enough to where you can possibly build around him in the future, then you might lose Luke Kromenhoek, who might be a better prospect after another year or two of seasoning. Can you think like that if you're Mike Norvell right now, or do you have to do every single thing that's in the best interest of the team right now, next week, week 5, week 6, or do you need to do the calculus and think about, well, this is going to have a ripple effect down the road that maybe I don't want to have to deal with?
No, I think you think about winning. You think about beating Memphis, and then you think about hopefully beating Cal. That's all that's on your mind. If it takes Brock Glenn, it takes Brock Glenn. You can have a discussion with Luke Kromenhoek and say, look, it's his legs. This is not where I want my program to be next year. I want to be more of a traditional offense where we don't have to just run around. But right now we need an athlete at quarterback. That's why he's playing. You're still in our play. Whatever you have to say. But if he leaves, if Brock Glenn ends up playing well, if he ends up playing and then playing well, that seems like a first world problem. That's not even a problem. That's good, man. Luke, good luck somewhere else if Brock Glenn turns out to be the guy. But I have not been overly impressed with Brock Glenn in practice necessarily, other than his athleticism plays. And again, he's not Castellanos. He's not a 4.4 guy, but he's a 4.6 guy, 4.6.5 guy. Like, he can turn a 4-yard run into a 25-yard run. He can move the ball. He can make you account for the running quarterback, and that's something that you don't have right now.
So we can't talk about personnel groupings and things like that. So I don't know. We're gonna have to maybe we'll come up with some sort of nonverbal cue if we do see Brock practicing more this week. I cannot imagine that they're going to go into another game and let it all be DJ, because I just feel like what DJ endured on Monday, he endured multiple years at Clemson and wasn't able to use that and pivot to taking his play to a next level. So how can you, I know you had enough hubris to think that you could bring him in here and program him differently and have him play at a different level. But I just can't imagine that you would have the hubris once again to think that we're going to stick it. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to trust it. The worm's going to turn on this eventually. I would be hard pressed to think that we don't see Brock Glenn in some sort of meaningful fashion. Next time
I do think, though, I would be surprised if DJ doesn't start, but I would also be very surprised, especially if it doesn't go well early, that you're not making a change, because it'll be untenable. The fans will be hot and restless and mad, and it will not be a good scene for DJ if the first drive does not go well.
Yeah. All right, there we go. That's gonna generate discussion. I can almost assure you that everybody, it's generating discussion over on the warchant.com boards, probably in the comment section on the YouTube video as well. Get involved in there. But first, go to Instagram, give them a follow, Cummins Lifestyle, all one word. You can be part of this. Just subscribe to warchant.com. Your favorite football team doesn't stop pushing its limits on the climb to the top, and neither does a global power technology leader like Cummins. Cummins has released its new QG4000i generator and is taking it across the country to show America that whether it's turbo diesel engines or taking it easy in your RV, life is a little bit better with a touch of the Cummins lifestyle. The Own and Unplugged tour is crisscrossing the country, including a stop in South Bend, Indiana, home of Notre Dame, when the Fighting Irish host Florida State on November 9th. FSU will play like a champion. You come by and tailgate like one. Follow Cummins Lifestyle on Instagram for updates, and don't forget to get involved every week in generating discussion on Wake Up Warchant for your opportunity to win free Cummins swag and a chance at a portable generator or power station. Cummins Lifestyle on Instagram. Give it a follow.